2020 was signed by the president in December 31 last year. The Finance Act itself amends almost every single tax legislation. So the value added tax, before it was 5%, now it's 7.5. Now, a lot of people think that when I close a business transaction, I have to walk to FIRS and go and pay 7.5% of the profit I made. No, tax is based on accessible profits. So that means not all profits are accessible. So FIRS puts you in a position where you can compute your valuation with an accountant, get that done. All you need to do is go to FIRS and file a report, like a report card. From this social period to this social period, this is what we did. They are not collecting money for you. Why? Because even the Finance Act has already amended what a scale of a small and big business is. If in a year your gross annual turnover is not up to, I think under the company income tax, yes, 25 million, you are a small business. So you are not even remitting anything. A lot of people don't know this. So they end up just doing business and they are trying to scale. And then when they get to a point where they are stuck, they have to pay default fees. So I'll give just one more example before I stop. So my journey basically has been one of learning. And I've understood that, look, it's not just about making noise, it's about walking the talk. So instead of just saying I'm a lawyer and I'm registering companies, I started a business to see the frustrations that business owners face. So that when I get there, I am not only giving you advice based on my legal knowledge, I'm coming from a place of experience. Right? And that's how it's really been for me. And doors have opened because of that. So, yeah.
Wow. If you're just starting your business, ensure you register it. Rosemond can help you with it. One of the things that she said, the taxing thing, it makes so much sense. There was this time that I had to go to, is it FIRS or LRS? I don't even know which one I went to. So every month, I have to submit paper, fill it. It's annoying, but because I know that I'm building something, and one day we'll blow this blowing. So I want to have like records that say, oh, every month there was nothing to give you guys, but I filed it, zero, no profits, whatever. I'm sure giving them, but ensure that you're doing all of this as a due diligence to your business as it's growing now, because I mean we're building conglomerate. So, you know, thank you so much, Rosemond. That was awesome. All right, more questions. Inky? All right, this one is for you. Most of the people here have fresh businesses, like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. What major advice would you give us that were just starting life? How would you, just advice. Tell us, what should we know now?
Okay, I think I said some of it before. That is, but I would say something. As you're growing your new business, something you must pay attention to is data. Data is so important. Personally, in my own firm, we don't make decisions without company data. And data, you have to be intentional about accumulating data. So what is data? Customers contact you, you want to know, oh, where did you hear about me from? Right? You want to make sure you create some form of Excel sheet or something where you have their names, their location, their age. You're trying to understand. You know, for example, you put out an ad, people are reaching out to you. Where are they coming from? What is the age range? So if you were targeting maybe 18-year-olds to 25-year-olds and 40-year-olds are contacting you, something is amiss. So you need to pay attention to your data, you need to pay attention to your market, and you need to be able to clearly articulate the value that you're bringing. I've seen that a lot of business owners are not able to clearly say what they do. They know what they do, they are doing it, but what's the value? What value are you bringing to the table? What exactly is your differentiating factor? I sit sometimes with people for hours just trying to get them to that place. Some people don't even know why they're in business. They can tell you every other thing, what they do, how they do it, who they are looking to serve. But why? Why did you start? Because you want to make money is not a good enough reason. Money is added value, right? It just comes as a result of adding value. But then why did you start that business? So I would just challenge you guys today. Take some time and think. A lot of people, business owners, they don't meditate, they don't strategize, they don't think. They just do. You have to come to a place of quiet. That's something I don't joke with. Because my own weapon in my own business is Holy Spirit. So a lot of times when we have clients, I see all their names, I listen to them, I hear them, I'll get back to you. My getting back to you is I would sit still. I need to think. Direction will come. Then I know what the strategy is going to be. It's not magic. But then a lot of times we don't take that time to be quiet. for our businesses, you don't realize that there's actually a place to be quiet in your business. You know, everything doesn't have to be. I find some people sometimes, they are so overwhelmed. They don't even have, time for any other thing. Their family is suffering, their children, there's no time. Yes, that's a result of not having structure. However, at the beginning, it's okay for you to think that you have to do everything. Even in doing everything, set boundaries. That was a mistake I made when I started, when I was younger. I didn't have any boundaries. People will call me by 9 p.m., I'll pick. People will call me and tell me to drive. I'll drive all the way from Ikeja. I'll drive to this place. You see, in business, you have to create boundaries. People will take you the way you take yourself. If they call you at 11 p.m. and your phone is not available, they would understand that you have working hours. Now, I'm a consultant. It's different. You might sell a product. It might be different for you, right? You need to understand that your business, like I said before, is going to revolve around you in the beginning. So you need to be careful the value, the vibes you give off. Take some time to write. What are the values of your business? A lot of people don't do things like having core values. Your core values, for example, you want to hire a staff. There's something I always say anytime we want to hire, and I say to the client, if we're looking to hire for you, the person we're looking for, their personal values must align with the company's core values. If not, there's going to be a problem. If your core value is integrity, and you hire somebody who doesn't see anything wrong with taking tips from people when they come in or doing certain things for a customer that always tips them, there's something missing there. Integrity is deep. If you're saying that you're a company that runs on excellence, and then you have people who are not proofreading emails before they send, or somebody sends you a CV and there are so many mistakes, or they tell you that they couldn't make it for a 10 o'clock interview, they came in by 12:30, you need to be able to pay attention to these things. Because as a small business, there's a reason why people patronize you. They expect things to be faster. They expect things to actually be better. So if they're coming to you as a small business, give them the level of excellence that they require. When I started my own company, I realized that there are a lot of huge consulting firms. But if I'm saying to you to come to us, there must be something that we're giving to you. We're not saying, you can't compete on being the best every time. You can't compete on price. You might not be able to compete on quality. A new bank can come today. You can't tell me that you're going to come today and become better than all the other banks that have been existing. You must have your own differentiating factor. And it doesn't have to be price. That's why a lot of people get it wrong. It does not have to be price. Your price doesn't have to be the cheapest for it to be the most popular. A particular niche, a particular market would go to a supermarket, for example, and they want to buy pasta. They wouldn't touch Dangote products because they find it inferior. It might be the cheapest, but that's not what they're looking out for. They are looking out for maybe brands that they think have particular whatever ingredients, it's Italian, So you need to understand, who are you serving? Why are you serving them? What value are you bringing to the market? So I want you guys to just go back today and go and think, what exactly is my differentiating factor? What is it that's going to stand me out? You make t-shirts, what makes you different? You make food, what makes you different? You're a makeup artist. For some people, it's the conversations they have with the makeup artists. That's why they contact them. For some people, it's their cleanliness. For some people, it's just that pleasant customer service. So I want you to think outside the box and not think that, everything has to be one way. What is differentiating A from B doesn't have to be so wide. But if you have 100 customers or 10 customers that you're servicing and you're servicing them excellently, certain things will happen. Repetition and referrals. Those two things are very powerful. So yeah, I think those are some good things.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you guys were here yesterday, we gave a little assignment that you should write out what you're about, your strengths, what people have said they think you do really well, what you think you do really well. And if you don't know the answers to this question, find out from people around you. If you have team members, your friends, your family members, ask them, what am I about? What are my strengths? This will help you in, with your business as well. I know that when I was starting off, Inky, you helped me with this, help me, okay, what do I like doing? What are the things that people say about me? Write down your weaknesses as well, the things that you need to grow. It would really, really help you with growing your business as well. Thank you so much, Inky. Pastor Shoba, is your question now. Yes. Do I need a business plan to run a successful business? Do I need money capital to to start a successful business? If I do, why? Where do I get it from? I think he's putting it off.
Hello. Okay. That's a very complicated question. Okay, so I'd rather. This is how I would put it. Yes, you need a business plan, right? But I would rather, first of all, well, I would rather first of all that you have a brand plan, right? I would scatter the question for you. So, a business plan is good for forecasting. This is what we want to make. This is what we want to do. This is our plan over time, right? But if you've listened to a lot of entrepreneurs and you listen to a lot of thought leaders, you see that COVID has changed the world, right? And now forecasting for 5 years is just actually deceiving yourself, right? Because you don't know what is going to happen the next year, right? So what people are doing now is having 6 months plan, 1 year plans, right? Which is what business plans really do. It's basically like preparing a map for where you want to go, right? But I would say have a brand plan. Why? Because even when business plans fail, brand plans will never fail, right? You have businesses that have come to Nigeria. Let me give you a good example. Okim Biscuits, some of us know it. Some of us might not know it because probably we were not born by the time it had left, right? But Okim Biscuits shortcake was a hit, right? And then we now had Capri Sun, which is still alive till today. Now, both businesses were started by people. One was started by a British man who was in Nigeria as well. The other one was started by a Nigerian, the Okim Biscuits, right? Now, Okim was, their factory was in Offa. Capri Sun was here in Lagos. Now, Capri Sun now has been bought by, now owned by Chivita. Chivita bought that brand over. And then now, Coca-Cola owns 100% of Chi. Now, not because of just their numbers, but basically because of the brand. Because why? The brand had a plan. The brand had the core DNA, what they were all about. The brand had so many things. The brand experience, brand promise, they had all those things. I took Okin and Capri Sun to school when I was young, right? Why is Okin not still alive today? Did they not make money? They made money. Did they not make profit? They made profit. But what happened? They did not have brand plans, right? Their brand was a failure. Do you understand? Now, if they had a brand plan and they worked on that brand plan, because brands are not static, brands evolve, right? So when you take it step by step, as the brand is growing, step by step, at the end of the day, you discover something, right? A brand like Okin, even if when they were not making profit, a brand like McVitie's could have said, you know what, we want to buy into you, right? And they start owning the brand, they own the brand, and the product still remains, right? Just the way Capri Sun is till now. My children still use Capri Sun. They drink Capri Sun. So I would rather say have a brand plan, which is one of the reasons why a lot of Nigerians have businesses that have not, businesses that have made money, but they've not lasted for at least 100 years. Go and do your research. You find businesses that in Nigeria that were started by Nigerians. I'm not talking about businesses that were started by British people or white people, right? Businesses that were started by Nigerians that are 100 years old till now. And the reason why is because we're so fixated on making profit and not building the brand. So we must learn how to build a brand. Now, do you need money? For me, I always tell people, as a young person, you do not need money. Young people of nowadays, I've noticed a lot of things. I'm young as well, but I've noticed some form of laziness, right? There's something called intellectual capital. When you bring it to the table, somebody will bring money because you are bringing some value to the table. That's what she was saying, right? You're bringing intellectual capital to the table. So some people say, oh, I need 10 million naira to start my business. You do not need 10 million naira. You need a brain to start your business. And everybody has brains, right? So when you bring your brain to the table, what value am I bringing to the table? This is what I want, this, and this. Now, in Nigeria, people never saw voiceover as a thing, right? People were doing it, but they never saw it as a thing. But now, When when I tell you I'm bringing my voice to the table, you know that it's big something, because I earn millions with my voice. You know, so it's not you. What value are you bringing to the table, right? And this is a company now that is doing turnover of millions. You know, so please, you what you need. I don't focus on money. Money is not the focus, right? What is the value that you bring to the table?
Thank you so much, sir. Yesterday, that was what they were putting inside our brain. Value. You are the value. So you have to bring yourself to the table. Thank you so much, sir. Rosamond, this is for you. So before going into or starting business, if you entered into business by accident, right? And what are the things that you feel should be in place? Like, what do we need to?
That is a problem to me that I want to solve.